Hello, welcome to Legal Brokers. This is a run through of our case management system. So we head over to legalbrokers.com and click on case management, and this will take you to the login page. We'll provide you with the first login, which is for a super user, and thereafter you can add as many fee earners as you wish to the system. The super user has access to all of the back-end system and all of the settings to allow you to add these fee earners and also update templates, put in figures for your quotes calculator and everything else that you might need that allows the system to run. So we've inputted the username, which is always your email address and the password, and then we'll select super user and log in. From here, on the landing page, you can see the different options available to you and the services that we provide. Today we are going to be looking at cases and running through the case management system, but just as an overview, we are able to provide conveyancing searches, anti-money laundering searches, indemnities or defective title insurance, and you can also access the full set of settings here as well. Just running down the page, there are some run-through videos that you are free to look at and watch at your leisure. On the right-hand side, we keep you updated in respect of searches and what's going on. And just at the bottom, there is a training area, and you're free to look at the webinars that we've hosted in the past. So let's head on over to cases. And here we can see that we've got some cases already added to the system, and this will be somebody's active caseload where they can view the cases, see what's going on, and update them and send out letters as they need to. It is linked to the quote system, so I will show you that at the end as well briefly, and we'll run another video on the quote system so you can get used to that as well. So if you do have a new case that you wish to add on, we simply add case, and then it'll ask you for the vital information. So if we input some information, so Mr. Smith, and we work our way through the page. Correspondence address, I'll just put in the address here so you can see how this works. Person type, this will always be an individual client, but the system does allow you to add different conveyancers, solicitors, estate agents, etc. And it's worth adding at this stage that you can allow estate agents or introducers access to the conveyancing side of things so they can see what's going on with cases, but don't worry, it's locked down so they can't actually access any more information than what needed. Okay, so as we work our way down, it'll ask for an email address. I'll input mine. Phone number. And then you can input the date of birth and national insurance number if you've got them to hand. If not, don't worry, you can move on without them. You can confirm whether it's a joint applicant or not. If you click yes, please obviously populate the information. In this particular matter, we're going to do a conveyancing matter and we're going to do a purchase. So case type is conveyancing, but as you can see, you can have business family. You can actually have any type of case type you wish. It's all available in the settings. Again, we can show you that in more detail later on. So choose your workflow. So when we've chosen conveyancing, the obvious ones are sale, purchase, remortgage, transfer of equity. These are pre-populated, but again, the workflows are available in settings. You can update these, you can add your own milestones. We've set up template ones to make it easy, but you can alter these, you can add different documents to them. It's all in your hands, it's entirely up to you. So purchase address. Again, I'll just input this. This is of running a test. The purchase price. As we work our way down, some more information that's needed. So your law firm will always be your details. That's always kept there. Now choose your introducer. Now, because we've generated this ourselves, we would choose the head office. However, I've mentioned before, you can have different introducers of work to you. We can add mortgage brokers, estate agents to this, so that you can keep a check on which cases, which matters come from which introducer. And the next one is the file handler who's going to be dealing with it. So those will all be listed. Again, we'll show you how to put those in settings, and each of those file handlers will have their own login. You can, with a conveyancing matter, choose the lender. You can also link a solicitor. So there's no linked one on here as yet. It's a new matter. You can later on add solicitor details for the other parties involved if you so wish. As you scroll down, you'll see that there's an email that can go out to the client, and it'll have on there the client details, the login details, and allow them access to the system so they can see what's going on. Like I said, it is locked down, so don't worry about that. Simply click submit, and it'll make it an active case for you. So to get a case started, it is literally that simple. There's information in there that you can get started. Like I say, when you put in the type of case and the workflow, which can all be built, it will then show you how to work through everything with a nice, easy flow. In this particular matter, we've added the client details, as you can see here. We've added the matter details again, which are at the top. There's a nice progress bar, which will update as when we go through the workflow. So you can see there it's gone up to 6.25%. The system does allow you to update any documents you wish to the case as well. So if you get a completed TA6 form, if you get completed client care documents, ID documents, you can drop all of these into the case and they will all be available for you. Just as we scroll down, I will come to the workflow in a second, but just on the right-hand side, we have an overview of the case. I'll show you this in another case as well, so you can see it as it moves along. The overview of the case really records everything that goes on. So at this moment in time, we've created it by law firm Gemma. They're the information that's put in as the test case. As you move along, as you complete stuff, as you complete the workflow, the documents, add documents, that will give you a big timeline of everything that's going on. It records everything that's updated and by who as well. So that's important, so you can see the case history at any one time you wish. You can view any of the stages simply by clicking the view icon, and it'll give you a very quick overview as to what has actually happened in that matter. Okay, moving along, Message Center. The Message Center is an important feature. It allows you to send direct emails to anybody that's linked with a case. Obviously clients, so if we click the plus icon, this will allow you then to have a drop down. Who would you like to send something to? You've got legal brokers, which is us. You've got the head office, which is your own details, the client, Darren Smith, and Rajesh Yogi, in this particular case, is the file handler. Okay, so you can send through a test email if you wish. Simply click submit. Once you've selected the person, and it'll go out to that person. They receive a nice email from the system, and as expected, it's gone into the overview. So as I said, you can click on that, you can have a look, and that's the email that's been sent out. It will record the time and date for you when it was sent, so everything is recorded. Moving down, people involved, I should expect, head office who generated the quote. So in this particular case, as we did it from the system itself, we've logged everything as head office, so it's obvious that it was somebody within the system. If a fee earner generates a quote, it will have the fee earner's details there as the introducer, so you can see who's generating which quotes and where they're coming from. If you have mortgage brokers, ABC estate agents down the road, it will have their details in there as well. As mentioned, the ABC estate agents can have this quotes calculator, or can have a quotes calculator sat on their system with your details linked to this case management system. So every time they run something, you'll get details of it, and I will show you that shortly. This is the client, obviously, so that's my details, so I'll get any of the emails and the file handler involved. Moving a little bit further down, we have some quick links to the searches, indemnities, SDLT calculator, which takes you to the HMRC and Gov website, so you can check that out, and the AML services. These will all be linked to our services at the top, and again, you can see our other run-through videos for any of these. On the control panel, as you'd expect, it takes you through everything that you might need for the case. So the case history, this will open up another screen for you, and this records anything that's been done on the actual case. Any letters that have been sent, any notes that have been added, any milestones that have been completed, anything to do with the case itself will actually be recorded, and you can see everything that's done. So in this particular case, we've really only sent an email, but the message has been sent to darren@legalbrokers.com with the case details and the text there as well. So it's a copy of what's going on. As I've said, as you add letters, tasks, everything else, it will start to form a timeline, and you can quickly look through these to see what's going on with the case. Okay. Also within the control panel, if we have generated a quote, which we haven't done on this one, it will view the quote as well. If your introducers have done a quote, it will be there and viewable for you. Any case information, if you want to update the client's details or anything else within the case, simply click on this button and you can go through and edit anything that you need, and it'll be saved for any future documents that you send out to clients. Okay. Templates. Now this is probably an important one. You need to be able to send letters, you need to be able to see what's going on, and you need to send documents to the client. This provides you with access to the settings within the actual case. And what we have here is a list of different templates that you can use. You can duplicate these, you can edit these, you can input information so they are auto-populated, and you can add as many templates or as few as you wish. You may just wish to add simple file notes, letters to the client, and then tailor everything else to your needs. It's all doable, it's all quite easily accessible, and we can help set up some initial documents if you so wish. If we have a quick look at a couple of the documents, so if I click on the edit button here, what this does is it brings up that template for you and shows you how this is populated. This was built previously, so we've managed to duplicate it. And as you can see, as you work through, it's got what's called dynamic values. These are the pre-populated pieces of information. So your client address will populate on the left-hand side, your date, reference, direct telephone number, and email. As we move down, dear client, that will put in the client's full name. RE will be the property address that you've inputted, and then obviously it's got the content that you've previously written and agreed to. Within that, you can still have the dynamic fields. So we've got a completion date. This letter is the client confirming the exchange. So the anticipated completion date will be inputted into the system, and it will also populate at this point. Okay. So these are different documents. They can be file notes, like we said, letters, whatever you wish them to be. You can also add to this. So if you wanted to add certain documents, you simply click the add button on the top right-hand side, and it'll take you through the process. All your templates are there. If you want any adding, we can show you how to do that like I've just done, and they're all linked to the cases. So as when you come to send documents out, it should be nice and easy. Okay, at the bottom, complete case speaks for itself. It'll complete the case, and then the super user can either archive it or look to delete it later on. So another important feature that we want to show you is the workflow. For any particular case, whether it's a conveyancing one like this one, or it's a family matter, you can set up your own workflows. And within the workflow, you can allocate tasks and you can allocate documents and letters that go out with these particular milestones. So how does it work? Well, once you've opened the file, the instructions received will automatically go blue. The client then, or certainly conveyancing matters when they log in, will see that. And then as you move along, the idea is that you complete the workflow so the client will receive an automatic email and be able to log in and see what's going on. So if we look onto a milestone, on here you can allocate different templates. In this particular one, we have to have a client ID form. You can click on it, it's self-populated with the client details. And from here, you can send it, print it, or close, and that allow it to go straight out to the client. Once you've done everything that you need to do, if you're happy that all the tasks have been complete, you can mark the milestone as complete. Obviously, we expect to have a few more letters and documents once you've appointed the solicitor, but you might have quite a lot in client care pack sent to client. You might want to put all of your client care, CQS documents, TA documents, whatever it may be in there, and send them out to the client with one email, and then you confirm that's been completed as well. Once that's been done, you'll see within the overview of the case, solicitor appointment, milestone has been completed. So again, it's confirmed who it's done, who's done that, when it's been done, and the time it's been done. So the idea is it keeps everything nice and simple. You can see what's going on. As mentioned, feel free to upload any documents that you might need, but that's the idea behind the case management system. It's nice and easy. It walks you through the process. This can be a very detailed workflow if you want to on the left-hand side, or a very simple one with a few steps where you can add plenty of documents to each one. Please feel free to try it out, test it out, let us know what you think. We're always interested in feedback and happy to sort of take anything on board. One important element of the case management system as well is the quoting system available. So I'm going to make you aware of this. This allows you to generate quotes from your case management system. In addition to that, you can link it to your website. We have a quotes calculator that's able to be set on your website, and that allows you to capture details of people that are running quotes at any time. Okay, if you'd like a demonstration of how it looks on your website, just let us know. It's a very quick and simple and easy quotes calculator for a client. They generally get a quote in about 30 seconds to a minute. Some very simple questions. Once they've completed their information, you will get it all saved in this portal. From the system here, within the portal, you can generate a new quote if you wish. You've got purchase, sale and purchase, remortgage, transfer of equity. Okay, I'll put in some details there. Just change that over. Okay, again, we work our way down to put in the correspondence address. Also populate there, and we've also got a purchase address as well. Okay. Purchase amount, number of purchases, so we know how many people we're dealing with, and who introduced it. Again, it'll be set at head office. That's where we're doing it from. I'll just input test, and then we'll calculate and review. So what this has done is generated a quote for you. All of this quote is generated from the settings. You have complete control of the settings, and you can pre-populate these figures to whatever you wish. We will do a more detailed run through of that settings for you, so you can get used to it. But essentially from here, you can actually change these figures if you so wish, and it'll update the total at the bottom there that you just saw. From here, you can send it to the client, or you can leave it on the system. It's entirely up to you. Send to the client, we'll send them an email with information just inputted. If you don't click anything and simply go back to quotes, it will actually save all the details anyway. So you've got it there at the top of your list. So this quoting system is designed to try and help you work through and capture as much detail as you can and try and get the clients to instruct. So at the bottom, we've got what's called our bubbles, and these are an overview of all the quotes that have been done in respect to the conveyancing matters. So on the left-hand side, you've got today's activity, quotes, and accepted. So one person's accepted a quote today, which is great. But we know that there's 4 quotes that are still there as well. Click on the 4 and it'll take you to the 4 quotes that have been run today. Click back on quotes and it'll list everything else. Okay, as we move along, the follow-up, this was designed really to try and help solicitors. It's a time frame of up to 28 days so that you can follow a process to try and entice the client. Within the action bubble, you can put any of these cases, or should I say quotes, within the action bubble. All you simply do is look for the icon there, move to action, click on that, and it will put it in the action bubble. The idea behind that is if anybody needs a daily follow-up, if anybody has any specific action that needs to be done, once we click on the action bubble, you can see there that only the quotes that have been marked as action have appeared. Okay, all of the other bubbles really are as the quote ages. So the quotes that have been done today, great. You can ring those up, you can give them a call, try and get them on board. You may have a process that within 1 to 5 days you want to send a couple of emails, 6 to 10 days make a call. It's entirely up to yourself. We've done a 28-day process. And just remember, at any time you can actually delete the matter. So within the actions on the quote itself, you can click on the bin icon, it will delete it. Okay, you can, if I go back to all of the quotes and show you the actions available, accept quote, if we click that, it will turn it into a tick to confirm the client's accepted it, which means that when people come in, they'll be able to see that. In addition to this, when the client gets an email, they can click instruct us and it'll turn it to a tick and send you an email as well, so you'll be able to view that. The little envelope, it just confirms whether it's been sent by email. If you click this, it will send it by email and then it'll turn to an open envelope, which you can see there. The action icon we've just been through, instruction, we click this to turn it into a case, which is what we've just looked at. The view is the information that's been inputted. So if we click on that, this is all the information that's been inputted by the client or yourself when requesting a quote. You can view the quote at any time and it'll bring up the information for you. You can see the quote that's been sent out to the client. Okay. I'll just go back to the home screen again, back into the quotes. Okay, on the right-hand side again, you can edit the information, or again, as we've said, you can delete it. Moving it into a case, we simply click the Instruct Client button, and then it'll take you through. It'll ask you certain bits of information that we've already got, and take you into the case itself. Once you've completed all the information like we've just done before, it will then appear in your cases. Now, we've already had a run through of how the cases work, but that as an overview is how our case management system works. If there is any other elements that you wish to talk about, whether it's the quoting system on your website, the quoting system that's available to link to your introducers of work, if it's anything to do with searches, indemnities, anti-money laundering checks, ID checks, please let us know. Within the settings, as I say, there is a whole host of information that can be inputted. I don't propose to go through all of that now, but if there's anything specifically you'd like to see, please do get in contact. That's our run through of the case management system. Feel free to contact us. You can either speak to John, his email is jonjohn@legalbrokers.com, or you can email marketing@legalbrokers.com. Of course, you can give us a call, 0345 603 0708. Thank you very much for your time.